Greetings, this is Warrior King, and the time has come for the lions and the lioness to tell their own story. This is the lion's voice. Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that's been poured on me. Give thanks and praise. Jah use I as an instrument to set the people free. Jah give her the powers to chant. Jah give her the powers to chant. Ras Tafari, the lion's voice.
This is Mama Thea of Asli Pure, and when I want to hear the story from the lion and the lioness, I listen to Lion Voice with Kwasi Bonsu.
Most of the Rastafari who are on the continent coming from the diaspora, they're behaving like missionaries. They try to talk down on us. They're trying to tell us what we should do. They're trying to impose their own limited perspective, yet they admit that it is the half of the story. I mean, I've been Rastafari for 35 years, so I've heard all type of Rasta philosophies that this is the half that was never been told, you know. But that half, they want to impose that half without reconciling it with the fullness that is in the continent. Like most of our people, like myself, I speak 14 African languages. So the fact that we were colonized, it doesn't mean to say we were completely, our knowledge system was wrapped off. You know, it's far from it. Colonialism is not complete subjugation. We fought resistance, we fought all type of things. So that is one aspect that I find that we still don't reconcile the philosophical utterances of Rastafari, like Rastafari is talking about roots and culture. And then you ask which roots. Most Rastas, they're talking about the roots of Israel. They don't talk about their immediate African roots, particularly in South Africa here.
The year is 1892, and the land of Ethiopia has been experiencing 4 years of terrible famine and drought. They call it the Kikuken, or the evil days. At least 1/3 of the human population and 90% of the cattle have died. The hyenas have feasted on so many carcasses that they have become overweight and barely able to move. Just when the people could take no more of the evil days, a woman named Wasiro Yeshimabe is giving birth in a place called Erjersa Gora. This is her 9th attempt to bring forth new life. Her previous 8 attempts only resulted in death. Will this child live? Thankfully, a healthy baby boy is born. His first cries are drowned by thunder and lightning flashes across the night sky. The heavens open up and torrential rain starts to fall. Ethiopia's drought is over, and the baby boy is given the name Tafari, meaning one to be feared or respected. Ras Tafari's father, Ras Menen, is a very important man in 1892 Ethiopia. Although he is overjoyed at the birth of his newborn son, he cannot spend much time with him. Ras Menen is the governor of Harar and must get back to the famous walled city to deal with its affairs. Furthermore, he is the foreign minister of Ethiopia, and having traveled to different places in Europe, he is very aware of the material and military advances they have made and the looming threats they pose to his country. Ras Menen knows that the majority of Ethiopians have no idea what is coming, and that he has to work that much harder to secure the realm. Ras Tafari would grow up to become the legendary emperor, Haile Selassie I. To understand his journey, we must first understand the Ethiopia that he was inheriting, and what it was like when he was born in 1892. Get your copy of Kwasi Bonsu's book, Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, and increase your knowledge about the history, politics, and culture of Ethiopia in 1892, and how it connects to the rest of African and world history at the time. Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1 is available for purchase at www.bookmanexpress.pub. Please visit for more information.
Today, we have a very special episode. I am fresh from Ghana, West Africa. And I said, usually on the coronation, we reason with brethren and sistren from the diaspora about the coronation. But I said we need to hear from our brethren and sistren born and raised on the continent. So we're going to do things a little bit different today. And we have a panel of brethren and a sister who are going to give us a perspective that we don't much hear in the West. And one of the things that we are doing with this platform is we're bridging the gap between our brethren and sisters in the diaspora and our brethren and sisters at home. This is the repatriation time. I want to just send heartfelt blessings to my family, my brethren, my sister in Jamaica, who are going through terrible tribulation. We still don't know the full extent of the damage. We're not able to hear from all of our brethren and sisters. I just got news that the Nyabingi house in Pitford, the tabernacle, gone. You know what I mean? House of Seba, I've seen the Itrets, you know, House of Seba flat. You know what I mean? Root House, flat. You know, many of our Rastafari spaces on the island have been terribly impacted. As I said, we're going to be doing some fundraising, some mobilization here on the platform when we get more information in terms of credible sources. But I've been telling my brethren and sisters, this underscores the necessity of repatriation. The islands are vulnerable to natural disasters, and these things are not going to stop brethren and sisters. So, you know, our elders used to say that the islands will sink, you know what I mean? And I don't hear that reasoning anymore. I see, you know, we become very nationalistic, and I overstand because the Caribbean is a sixth region. We are claiming that as part of Africa satellite states, but we have to understand that the Caribbean islands are vulnerable, and we still cannot give up a continent for an island. So we're just sending blessings to the family. But again, I just want us to wake up and to know the time. As we speak, the U.S. is sending armed warships to Venezuela, potentially turning the entire Caribbean basin into a battlefield. There surely will be an interruption of international shipping. 90% of the food in the Caribbean is imported. You see where I'm going, family. This is not a time for us to just look at things casually. It's time to really wake up and to fulfill our divine destiny. But we'll get into all of that. Again, heartfelt blessings to our global Rastafari family. Heartfelt to all of our Rastafari brethren and Black people of the world in Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, all of the islands impacted by Hurricane Melissa. All right, so I'm going to introduce our panel. We're going to get right into it. We have some of the panelists on the way, so we're going to start off with our panelists that are here. Please remember that this is Coronation Day, so our panelists are all leaving various coronation events to come and speak to us here on the Lion Voice Network. After I leave this, I'll be headed to a coronation event here in Washington, D.C. Area. So it's a celebration time, but I'm very excited for this panel and for our guests that we have here today. Let me bring them forward. Who is here? We have brethren from South Africa, royal blessings, and we have brethren from Ghana, royal blessings. And these brethren need no introduction, but I will allow them to introduce themselves for those who are not familiar. In the meantime, Daddy Bosco, can you please, Ras Ahuma Bosco Akansi, can you please introduce yourself to the global family?
So greetings one and all. Everybody calls me Daddy Bosco, but the name in the books is Ahuma Bosco Akansi, and I represent the Rastafari Council, Ghana, as the chairman, and I'm also the president or chairman of the Rastafari Continental Council. Rastafari is our life.
Yes,
That's what we've been trotting since Zaina is a teenager.
Yes, I.
It's an aspiration that we can contribute to this enduring legacy set forth by the forebears. Give thanks.
Give thanks. Give thanks. And yeah, there is no stranger to the platform, so we give thanks for the high presence. Toto, please introduce thyself, royal family.
Greetings, Ras Kwasi, and your listeners of the Lion's Voice, and greetings to my honorable chairman, ancient elder Ahuma Bosco.
Salute, me Field Marshal. Salute.
Yes.
Yes, man. Yeah, my name is Tau Haramanuba. I'm the deputy chairman of Ras Tafari Continental Council, and the founding members of it, along with the chairman, Daddy Bosco. And I'm also the president of Rastafari United Front, which is a national, continental, and international organization. And I'm also the national deputy chairperson of Rastafari Nation Council. It's a nation council with 26 Rastafari organizations in South Africa and 7 orders of the Church of His Majesty. And then also I'm the director of Bantu Soul Society. Bantu Soul Society, it's an institute of Africanity and a community of African spirituality. So that is dealing with the broader African communities in our African cosmologies and spiritualities and epistemologies. Actually, I'm speaking with the eye now. I'm in the mountain kingdom of Lesotho. I arrived yesterday for the coronation, but I come from Durban, Ulundi, in the land of the Zulus. We had a whole week conference about setting up framework for RPL, recognition of prior learning in indigenous knowledge system, as part of integrating it within the curriculum, but also to set up the norms and standards. So I had a very long week. I just woke up now because we were having a chanting on top of the mountain in a big cave. Climbing mountain is taxing, and the whole night. So we just came back around midday. So yeah, I just woke up for this particular reasoning.
Thank you.
Rastafari.
Thank you. I've been looking forward to reason for the eye for a long time. I'm telling the eye, I'm so joyful. And we're gonna have to bring the eye by yourself, because there's so much that the eye have to talk and to reason. So definitely. I want to also introduce a female Menen energy. We have our royal sister Sipokazi. Can you please introduce yourself, Royal Queen?
Royal greetings.
Rastafari.
Give thanks and praises to the Most High, Rastafari. My name is Sipokazi Nondumisontintilli. I am from South Africa, Africa. I'm an African daughter. I'm a Rastafari daughter. I'm a daughter of Melchizedek. I'm called Alemwork. And I hail Rastafari. Give thanks and praises for the moment that has been given. And I hope that this will be very impactful and it will bring an enlightenment to our brothers and sisters who are in the diaspora and also here in Africa with the views that we have with the African perspective in the Rastafari movement. I give thanks. Ninjani Bandabadala, Dili Basco, Elder Tau Tau. I hope everybody is good. And
bless the love, Empress of God.
Give thanks, give thanks. And this, for my audience, this represents a new beginning, because we are going to be focusing a lot more on our brethren and sisters on the continent, because I find in the diaspora we talk to ourselves a lot, and we're not including the voices from Mama Africa, where we all say we want to go. So we are going to be bridging that gap more and more and more as we move into this Gideon, Iowa. I want to start with the Field Marshal Toto. What does the coronation mean to the eye and to ones in...
Well, the coronation of Ras Tafari, of His Majesty and Her Majesty.
Okay. You heard the brethren say he's in the mountain, so we're having
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Am I audible? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
Yes, sir. We hear the eye now. Continue.
I think there was a network glitch. Can I hear me now?
Yes, we hear the eye now.
All right.
Go ahead.
Give thanks. Give thanks. I'm saying that the coronation of His Majesty and Her Majesty carry multitude of significance. First, when the Emperor and the Empress were crowned, there were only two independent states in Africa, which was Ethiopia and Liberia, which then positioned Ras Tafari as first and foremost a liberation movement or a revolutionary movement before the current posture of it, which is more now like a religious movement. So when we look at the coronation for us who are of the African Rastafari new faculty of interpretation,
yes,
is that beyond the biblical perspective, we look at it from the historical point of view that the king in the African setup is a divine representative of God on earth. So it brings about the memories of the divine kingship, the divine royalty. In any normal African village or a setting or kingdom, which is governed by the king, the voice of the king, the word of the king, the law of the king is the ultimate law. You know, we have many African proverbs that if you disrespect the king, you must leave his village. The word of the king, you can't cross that word. You can't cross that line once the king has put a word. So now looking at it now from the African perspective of the coronation is that it also gives us back our divine royalty and divinity. That every now and then, I think Rastafari is the only movement which bestow upon us this thing that people, when they see us, they call you king and they call the woman queen. Yes, my lord. Yes, king. Even people are not Rasta. So the endowment of royalty, it is beyond question. You don't question that. I've found more respect from people for just seeing us Rasta, although we do get some disrespect, you know, because particularly people like us, myself, who engaging a lot in decolonization and talking about de-Christianization and colonialism and slavery. So black people hate everything about colonialism except slavery, except Christianity. Once you start to talk about Christianity, they start to have chest pains. And then you start to hear people say, when are you going to cut your beard? Oh, this ones, they smoke too much ganja. So cognitive dissonance make them start to attack your Rasta physical features. You know, your beard, you might be high. There is no way somebody is going to just turn against this gigantic superstructure of colonialism. So, but we find that it gave us a lot of respect, lot of royalty, lot of self-knowledge, although there's so much contradiction, because within the philosophy of Rastafari talk about, like, for instance, we can't give away a continent for an island.
Yes.
But you find that the propensity is to impose island mentality over the continent. Most of the Rastafari who are on the continent, coming from the diaspora, they're behaving like missionaries. They try to talk down on us. They're trying to tell us what we should do. They're trying to impose their own limited perspective. Yet they admit that it is the half of the story. I mean, I've been Rastafari for 35 years, so I've heard all type of Rasta philosophies that this is the half that was never been told, you know. But that half, they want to impose that half without reconciling it with the fullness that is in the continent. Like most of our people, like myself, I speak 14 African languages. So the fact that we were colonized it doesn't mean to say we were completely, our knowledge system was wrapped off. It's far from it. Colonialism is not complete subjugation. We fought resistance, we fought all type of things. So that is one aspect that I find that we still don't reconcile the philosophical utterances of Rastafari, like Rastafari is talking about roots and culture. And then you ask which roots. Most Rastas, they're talking about the roots of Israel. They don't talk about their immediate African roots, particularly in South Africa here. When most people turn Rasta, they turn Jamaican. They want to speak Patois. They want to be anti-African culture. They call their ancestors demons. They demonize everything African. Actually, their immediate understanding of who the devil is their immediate family, relatives, cultural practices. We have some WhatsApp groups like Nyabingi Ancient Council. 99.9% of debate there is just one, as you did say, that mostly in the diaspora you're having conversation with yourself. But there you find like they are preaching to the converted. They are singing to the choir. There is more engagement of trying to convert one another to their own perspective of thinking. You hardly hear any programs of confronting the system, like this issue of the elder David who's arrested in Gambia. We've set forward recommendations, let's approach the Gambian embassies and so forth through the RCC, through your local Rastafari structures in every country. Those type of actions, they get little attention, like 0.1% attention, and then they go back to fighting among themselves. Who's more Rasta, who's less Rasta. You are not Rasta because you don't read Bible. You are not Rasta because His Majesty said we must be religious and Christian. I'm thinking, show me where Haile Selassie Rastafari people, you must be Christian. Because it looked like we left the church through the front door and we're coming back through the back door.
Well, great is the Almighty, and greatly to be praised in the city of Haile Selassie I, the mountain of His holiness.
Yeah, from Cape to Cairo, from Timbuktu to the Nile, the whole entire continent.
Beautiful for situation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion, from Accra to Addis Ababa.
Yes, it's beautiful continent, better control, mama.
Very beautiful.
From Cape to Cairo, from Timbuktu to the Nile, I smile for Mama Africa.
I hear you call Mama Africa. Been so long since I see Mama. Father of Africa set the law. The lion come and dismantle Babylon flaw. We gonna use solar energy, use sanitation to build the ecology. We utilizing green technology. We hailing Haile Selassie first without apology. And then we build the youth them economy. We dismantle Babylon monopoly. We teach the youth them how to live properly. Tell them make sure them got the title for them property.
Yes, this beautiful continent, better control, mama. Cape to Cairo, from Timbuktu to the Nile, I smile for Mama Africa.
I love you, Mama. Your heart never harden. I wanna turn all your slums into garden. I wanna stop all of your youths from starving. I wanna stop all of your tribes from warring. So much to say, so many feelings. We both been hurt, we both need healing. Since the League of Nations you've been appealing. You stand up against them backdoor dealing.